What's going on, everybody? Remiix Essence here, back at it with another video. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today we have got kind of an opinion video, and I just kind of want to talk about the springtime for both the Xbox and the PlayStation. Criticize a little bit as well as give props a little bit and look at, just everything as a whole. So to start out, Xbox has had a really great fall season. I mean, the games are incredible, and PlayStation has had a very bad one. I think really all they came out with was Last Guardian, and that's not a $60 game in my opinion. But PlayStation has turned around and said that they want to focus more on games and less on hardware, and we haven't seen that yet. And PlayStation is always iffy on when they actually come out with their games. Will these games be delayed or not? But PlayStation has a promising spring ahead of them. Like, they're bringing out games like Gravity Rush 2, Nier Automata, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Neo. And not all these games may be up your alley, but I'm looking forward to all these games, and these are all games I think worth mentioning on the PlayStation list for this spring. Games that people that are fans of PlayStation or just fans of gaming in general look forward to. They may not want every single one, but at least some of them. And that's the point. And I want to say that Xbox, even though they have had a great fall, I am a little bit worried about their spring releases. Spring has become a really big time for games, which I love, having more games to play. But when you look at the Xbox lineup, all they really have is Halo Wars 2. And I'm talking kind of both Q1 and Q2 as of right now. Now, we don't know everything on Xbox's games and their release dates. I think if they brought out Sea of Thieves, that would definitely help their spring release a lot. Especially, that's my most anticipated game of the year. But Halo Wars 2 is really only catering to either Halo fans or RTS fans, which is not, which doesn't encompass a very large amount of people. And even some of the Halo fans may be turned off just because it is an RTS. I personally am interested in the story of it, but I'm not going to pick up Halo Wars 2 just because I'm not a fan of RTSs. But I know plenty of people that are, and I'll get the story from them, or I'll watch some videos about the story, or whatever the case may be. But I just kind of wanted to bring up, that give some PlayStation some props as long as they bring these games out. And PlayStation, I think, is partly bringing all these games out because the Nintendo Switch is launching, and they want to try to overpower that somewhat with all these games. And I could see that also happening with Scorpio. Now, we don't know yet just because PlayStation is always iffy, on their scheduling, and a lot of their games seem like more like 2018, 2019 games than 2017 games of fall. But they could come out with a few games this fall, like Ni no Kuni 2, and maybe one big game like a Spider-Man game, or they might bring out Days Gone, for example, this fall. So I just hope that Xbox, I'm not worried about them that much. I'm happy with the Xbox, but I do hope that they are able to bring out some games like Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, and stuff like that, just on time, because Sea of Thieves, I really want it to be a springtime release. I think that'd be perfect, or at least, early summer. I'd be fine with that. And Crackdown 3 is one game I've always kind of been a little bit worried about of will it actually make it in the fall. Now, I think they're really pushing towards that, but I just want to say I hope it does. And Xbox has other games too, like State of Decay 2 and Phantom Dust might come out this year, and other stuff like that. So I just wanted to point that out, not play any side, just point out, PlayStation seems like they're doing something, and Xbox may be a little lacking this spring. But we can see what they do in the future, and Xbox is bringing out some hardware this year, so it's a little more understandable to have less spring releases and maybe save up a little bit more for the fall when your system actually comes out. But yeah, I just picked up a PlayStation, and I haven't even taken it out of the box yet, actually. I do have Uncharted 4 for it because it came in the bundle. But I just, wanted to mention these are some games I'm looking forward to on the PlayStation. And I know, like, Nier, that might be a game that eventually comes out on the Xbox. But my whole thing is, and the Xbox people are like, ooh, wow, well, it's going to come to the Xbox, so who cares? But they also said, with Tomb Raider, like, who cares, it's going to PlayStation, we already had it a year in advance. So, I just kind of, there's a little too much double-sidedness And I just wanted to point that out there a little bit. And these are just games I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna be pulling out my PlayStation, and I'm gonna be enjoying myself on it too. And you know, I'm gonna keep getting those games I love, playing with all my friends on Xbox, and it's gonna be a good time, guys. You know, I just wanna, you know, be like, it's a good time for gamers as a whole, and point out flaws and good things about both companies on both sides. So thank you all for watching. Go ahead, leave some feedback down there in the comment section below, as well as hit that like button if you do so wish, and of course subscribe to my channel for some more content. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your days.